Be open to miracles because one is coming for you. Be open to something beautiful happening for you, something really good happening for you today, whether it's someone saying something or something being approved here. You've spent so many years dancing in the rain, having to deal with difficulty here, having to be very strong. Spirit wants you to know that don't put all of your luck into one person or thing. Don't put pressure on yourself about one particular thing and think that that one particular thing has to give you the success, and that person or that thing is what's going to lead you to success. There could be many things here, and it does really, Spirit saying, it really does depend. You got to put yourself out there. They want you to put yourself out there here. They want you to be yourself. Don't change things too much. Don't put that stress on yourself right now to change things up, because what you have is very solid. The bones that you have are very solid here. Very creative here. But yeah, you're leaving a situation with not a lot. You feel like there's so much that you're leaving behind, and then you have only one sword here. But this is the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is all about betrayal. And when you have 10 of Swords, when you have that many betrayals, 10, you know, you can only have the 10 of Cups come for you after that. You've taken one sword and you've walked away because you realize that the rest of the things you left behind are really not what people say that they are here. People are very stubborn, and you know that what you're leaving behind isn't for you. There's going to be some miracles coming in. Look out for the ladybugs and the number 25. Lay low. Protect your energy and who you deal with right now, because you're very sensitive. You're shedding a lot. You're shedding your skin. The snake sheds its skin. It's very raw. It's very sensitive. Like when you are shedding behaviors or certain things that you had that you used as crutches, whether it's people or relationships or situations here, when you don't know where you're going next, you can be really vulnerable. You can feel very raw. And it's a beautiful place to be in, but it's also a really hard place to be in, because you don't know what comes next. You don't know who you are. And you feel vulnerable. But it's the best place to be with Spirit, because when you're in grief or when you're going through a transition, all you have is Spirit sometimes. So go to Spirit, get close to Spirit, and Spirit is really there for you right now as you go through this transition. You're closer to Spirit when you go through things that are losses, that are traumas here. But know that, yes, there's a lot of darkness around you. You might be on enemy territory, but I'm hearing you're never going to stop being noticed, regardless. There's people kind of losing their minds that you kind of get the attention that you do. They're heartless people. They try to operate in a certain way to keep things. They're leaders. They're kind of heartless in a way, where they try to keep things off balance here. When they see you succeed and when they've done things to kind of set you up so that you won't, and it backfires when usually it doesn't, it really frustrates them here, but it also makes them look at themselves. So dive deep. There's some people in particular, or systems in particular, that are seeing that for some reason what they do is not working with you, and there's a very good reason for that. It's making them feel stupid, but it's also making them look within themselves. What is their beliefs? What is their mentality? They didn't have to do that before because they were being so enabled. They were being so enabled with their behaviors and their mentality that they didn't have to look at it. Now they do, because there's something about you that they love, or there's something about you that you really crush someone's ego here, or they didn't get what they wanted, and now they're like, they really didn't see it going that way, because they really always are someone who gets their way or has privilege. So to see that they're not being heard, and that they might actually have to walk away from something or reassess something or change something, it's like judgment's hitting them hard. And they don't have the same attitude as you, because they haven't had to deal with as many disappointments one after the other. I hear you kind of, this is a leader. This is someone who's a leader. I hear that you kind of keep this person in your heart. Like you have such strength and you have such a lion heart, But you also know to keep your boundaries here. Speak up in reverse, like maybe you're not speaking to this person, or this person's been more silent because they thought they had you clocked. They thought they had you clocked, and they really didn't. And now it's like they feel like they have this bigger fight that they have to battle here. And they're in this like waiting period that they're not used to. You're used to being in a waiting period. You're used to having to wait for things and not get things handed to you here. It's not easy for this person. They're very stubborn. But for you, I'm seeing a better environment, or people around you interacting with you a lot better than they used to. And it's because there's something within you that is really resonating with others right now. The way you speak, or the way that you, just your energy. So there's people around you who have been silently kind of suffering with the same type of situation that you are dealing with in your environment here. And you really shine brightly, and they watch you. They watch you because they see like you are such an example of someone who goes after what they want. It does make them a bit jealous. So if you do see people being a bit hostile, it's because they're a bit jealous, or they think that, you know, things come to you easy. But it's like, the thing is, it doesn't. It's because you put yourself out there, and they're not putting themselves out there. Seeing you put yourself out there really does inspire them, but it does make them resent you at the same time, because once again, it's like a mirror. You're throwing up this huge mirror to someone and people about the environment around them and who they are as people and what they want. And when they see you moving forward, regardless of how badly maybe you're being harassed and attacked, and getting better, or at least trying and moving forward, it's something that kind of unnerves them here. But that's why you're leaving this community. This is why you're leaving, because there's a stubbornness there. So they can watch all they want, and maybe the seed will be planted when you leave, but it's not really, at the end of the day, you know, you're keeping low because you're seeing a lot of negativity, and you don't want to get involved with that. Don't, because it will really screw with your confidence here. And your creativity here. So right now, lay low when you can, and don't take things too personally. People want to get a reaction out of you, but Spirit wants you to just stay patient for a little bit longer. But it's going to get good for you really quickly. And internally, it's going to be quickly, it's going to get a lot easier for you to kind of deal with things here. But you're going to see a lot of like miracles here. So make sure you rest up and take care of yourself, heal. Water is always important. I say this a lot in a lot of my videos, but healing with water, or being in water, and hydrating is important. It'll really help heal you and protect you here and cleanse you for these changes coming. That Spirit wants you to be protected. They want you to be protected throughout this. So protect your energy, but also know that they're also protecting you and giving you wisdom about what you should do and how you should move in certain situations here. But they know you're very intelligent, you're very intuitive. So keep on going, keep on sliding and gliding along and shedding that skin, shedding the old. And yeah, it's going to be raw, and it's going to be scary, and it's going to hurt. But at the end of the day, you are growing a new coat that is more luminous, stronger, and is more connected to who you are. It's more you than you've ever been before. So you're going to come out of this really a lot more grounded. Ciao.